Penguinz0. Today we're going to be reacting to Moist Critical Disney Allergy lawsuit. Is crazy. Let's get straight into it.
Years now, one of the most evil companies on the planet is Disney. I imagine the board of directors is a who's who of supervillains. You probably got Mickey Mouse right next to Lucifer in that seat. It is always shocking to see
I ain't never heard nothing about Disney though. Probably because I've never watched those videos.
just how low they'll stoop for the sake of a couple extra doubloons. They're like a real-world Umbrella Corp, but instead of manufacturing the T virus that turns people into zombies, they manufacture the D virus that turns people into Disney Defenders, where they'll always fight their PR battles for them and constantly empty their piggy bank.
I feel like that's what most big huge influencers, period. Not just big company, like anybody. Like if you're big, no matter what you do, I feel like everybody gets defenders. It doesn't matter.
For anything Disney slaps its fucking logo on. It's sickening, even when they are completely in the wrong.
Right.
I've been following a story for the last couple days, and I imagine some of you have as well. It's a very sad story about a woman who had an allergic reaction and died after eating at a Disney Springs restaurant.
I did not hear about that at all, but that's probably normal for me though. I don't usually hear about stories like that unless I watch a video like this.
Holly jolly old assholes at Disney are arguing that because the husband signed up for a Disney Plus trial in 2019, he agreed to terms that would basically turn this lawsuit into toilet paper. To any sensible human being on the planet with a functioning frontal lobe, you're probably asking yourself, how does a Disney Plus trial at all have any grounds for this lawsuit when the allergic reaction happened
what terms and service do they have? Like really, what type of terms and service do they have where that's kind of crazy?
One of Disney's parks. It's not like his wife had an allergic reaction to the dog shit Disney Plus is feeding them. She passed away because of a complete failure from the restaurant. It is entirely their fault. So the couple chose to eat at a restaurant called Raglan Road Irish Pub, and they told the waiter that she had severe allergies to dairy and nuts, and she was unequivocally assured the food would be...
What? See, I thought it'd be a situation, at least, the benefit of the doubt, at least, where maybe like they didn't know and they gave it to her, or maybe it was like something that wasn't on the ingredients menu, or they did think it was in. They told them. That's crazy.
Allergen free, and they chose this restaurant because it is apparently very accommodating to people with allergies. So when the order arrived, there was no allergen free flags, so they inquired again if it was allergen free and were once again assured that they were safe for her to consume. 45 minutes later, she had an allergic reaction. Even after administering an EpiPen, she had difficulty breathing, collapsed, and later passed away. And the husband is rightfully trying to sue Disney for this because it is a colossal fuck up here.
No, there's not even. I don't care what's on that term. What's on that term and service that gives away for this? That's crazy.
And Disney's just dancing on her grave. They're just spitting on her memory by trying to toss out the wrongful death lawsuit, by trying to say that the husband signed up for a Disney Plus account in 2019, which has language that prevents them from being sued in this manner. It'd have to be through arbitration, meaning it's overseen by a neutral third party and not a judge. And also, he had apparently agreed to similar terms when purchasing a park ticket online in September 2023. So this opened up...
Holy... I mean... I don't even know what to say, because they're probably not wrong. It's still not right, but they're probably not wrong. What's the problem?
A massive can of worms here about all of the sneaky, scummy shit companies sneak into their terms when you sign up for services.
That's actually insane.
Or if you purchase things online. You know that shit that every human being on the planet skips through with agreeing to terms and conditions? Yeah, it turns out sometimes... there's some really awful shit in there.
I'm not gonna lie. They might get me too, because I have never in my life read a terms and service in my life. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've never even read the first sentence, to be honest. Like I just skipped. It's so long. I just skipped through it.
I had to wait before talking about this because I've been talking to a lawyer about it because I was very curious if there is any legs at all for Disney to stand on here. But I just couldn't wait because I've already seen a couple of conversations about why it's entirely this couple's fault for gambling with their food allergies.
That's not That's not. Didn't you just say that they were known for having good food for people with allergies? Maybe if they weren't known for that, I guess. But what do you mean? And they told them up front. That's not a good argument. That is a horrible argument.
The state of the world is so fucking saddening. How is it a gamble? So she was allergic to dairy and nuts, and this was made abundantly clear to the staff of a restaurant that is well known for being accommodating to allergies.
See, like that's where I'm at. Like if they're known for that, like, that's not even a gamble. That's like overprotective. Because usually people just go places and they just like ask people to take it off. That's kind of gambling a little bit, I guess, but not really. But that place was known for it, so that's not gambling.
Apparently, this restaurant has a commitment to being very conscious of allergens. So they chose this restaurant for that reason and made it very clear multiple times that dairy and nuts were a problem. And they were assured multiple times that the food they had ordered was not going to pose any problems for that allergy. They did everything they could. That's not gambling, you absolute Cro-Magnon.
Right. That's actually overprotective. Like most people who have allergies, or I know some people that do, they don't even do all that. They just say, hey, take it off, and they double check, I guess. But it's just like they don't do all that. Like, and they're perfectly fine. Nothing really happens. No jinx to them.
That are arguing that it's actually their fault. Disney's blameless. This is what I'm talking about with the D virus. People falling over themselves to try and take bullets for Disney. It is a fuck up from the restaurant and by extension, Disney. I know they have more money than God, but even still, this is such an outrageous claim to be making because signing up for a Disney Plus trial should have no effect on what happens at a Disney park. That's not related at all. It shouldn't extend to that. Just imagine if that was normal. Let's say you're on a Boeing...
I just don't see why that, like, is that specific thing, like, written down in a manual? Like what specific rule that's in the terms and service, like, coincides this? I need to see, like, what that is.
Flight, and all the screws on the flight all of a sudden just spontaneously pop off like a water balloon exploding, and all of a sudden your plane just disassembles itself in the air, and you die. Everyone dies on board because the Boeing flight malfunctions, as Boeing flights are known to do these days. Well, what if Boeing said, that's a real shame about that, but, you know, we can't be held liable for this because every single one of them, when purchasing their tickets online, agreed that no matter what happens, it's going to have to go to arbitration, so sorry about that, but really condolences. I am super confident that wouldn't work. You can't just have this blanket statement of, whatever happens, not our fault, and you agree.
I guess they can, because obviously, if nothing happens after this, which, I'm guessing it won't, so it's like, no matter what happens, it's just still, they get their way, so it doesn't matter.
Read to it, see, you said right here, doesn't matter, you're fucked. Like, that can't work. And from what I've heard from a couple of lawyers that have talked about it online, as well as a couple conversations I've had, this doesn't really protect Disney, but this has become so common in contracts as a way of trying to weasel big corporations out of liability. But it's still scary because it does give them some leverage to fight on. It gives them an angle.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just crazy. Like, the terms, I don't know.
And with the amount of money they can pour into defending themselves, it's gonna make it very hard.
And like say whatever, but it's just like it's still there, so it doesn't. We can't really do anything about it.
For normal people to fight back, even when Disney is 100% responsible for the tragedy that occurred. But at least Disney's very apologetic here. We're deeply saddened by the family's loss and understand their grief. Given that this restaurant is neither owned nor operated by Disney, we are merely defending ourselves against the plaintiff's attorney's attempt to include us in their lawsuit against the restaurant. They're fundamentally going, we don't know those guys. They just use our land. We're kind of just like a landlord. We are not associated with those scoundrels over there at all. No, not us. Nope. You're coming after the wrong guy, bub. Go after them.
Yeah, that's... He's talking about right there, not the guy right there. Hold on.
Guys, they just use our land. We're kind of just like a landlord. We are not associated with those scoundrels over there at all. No, not us. Nope. You're coming after the wrong guy, bub.
Right there, bub.
Go after them. Not our fault. And if you do want to go after us, you can't really because, your Disney Plus free trial from 2019. Did you forget about that? Eek. Sorry. Now the lawyer represents.
So the trial just applies forever, or does he like currently own Disney Plus? How does this work? It doesn't really matter how it works. It's still messed up, but like, how does I really need this? Like, bro, this is so weird.
The family called it absurd and preposterous, saying that the case is based on the incredible argument that any person who signs up for an account, even free trials that are not extended beyond the trial period, will have forever waived the right to a jury trial, which is pure insanity. And they also argue that Mr. Piccolo, the husband, agreed to the terms of use for himself, but he's now acting on behalf of his late wife, who never agreed to the terms, which I think is a really strong point. I think the lawyer is right.
That actually is a good point. That's a W point, because I didn't agree to the terms. My brother got a Disney Plus account, so hey.
Here. His wife never signed up for the Disney Plus trial, thus she shouldn't be subjected to the fucking shackle and chains that apparently every Disney Plus subscriber is now succumbed to.
Right.
The lawyer then goes on to say, the notion that terms agreed to by a consumer when creating a Disney Plus free trial account would forever bar that consumer's right to a jury trial in any dispute with any Disney affiliate or subsidiary is so outrageously unreasonable and unfair as to shock the judicial conscience. It really is exceptionally evil, and from what I've read here, it's not exclusive to Disney. So apparently there was even a time where they were going to get close to protecting consumers from this kind of shit with like these arbitration clauses that get snuck into contracts that you sign up for.
What happened? I know he's about to say it, but like, what happened? Because this should not be. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this. This is just all types of crazy. Like we could go into a whole thing on why this is wrong, but it's just like, it's still in there though, and I guess that the way they're talking about is a way around it, but it shouldn't even be a thing to where that should happen.
Knowingly, because it is unreasonable to expect anyone to read all 65 pages of every terms and condition for every service you sign up for. There's no human being on the planet that has the chutzpah to sit through and read all of that. But apparently, that ruling that was going to protect consumers got fucked in Congress. So, it's just... corporations really do operate on a different level than everything and everyone else. So no matter how much they are pushed to stop this shady shit, they can always pay their way out of it. So it never.
That's why I just said it. No matter what say here, it's it's still gonna be there. So it don't really. It does matter, but it doesn't matter in the sense that nothing's gonna happen.
Actually sees the light of day, and they can continue to do the scummiest things. Another quote here is, most of the companies in the U.S. require mandatory arbitration and allows them to, by and large, cut off much relief. Companies love it, but individuals who are harmed by these corporations really don't have any access to any form that would give them relief, as that's a real problem. It just limits consumers' options. It protects companies by fucking consumers in the face. The Supreme Court's view is, if you don't like it, don't sign it, which is a super easy...
That sounds like them. That sounds about right. That honestly sounds about right. That's why there's a terms of service in the first place.
The position to have for all the troglodytes in Supreme Court, because they're so ancient and archaic that these geriatric fossils don't sign up for anything or any service.
But it's just the fact that they're saying he signed up for it in like 2019, so the contract just stands, or is he just paying? I really need more detailing on that. Is that a thing that they can go after? Because I actually want them to actually get something from this. I know it probably, even if they do sue Disney, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't do anything in the long run, but it's still something that's deserved to happen, I guess.
They don't even know what a goddamn computer is. They're still learning about that mystical, magical thing called the cyberspace and the internet. So they don't even know what the fuck this is. All they need to know is what the corporations tell them they need to know. But every normal person in the world all has different services that they have to sign up for. I'm not talking about just like entertainment services. Like, no one needs to have like a Netflix account or anything, or Epic Games account or something. But even just like, I remember 10 years ago when I was in my apartment, there was an online sign up I had to do that had pages upon pages upon pages of terms and conditions. And I didn't read through all of them. I feel like most people don't read.
No, that's not even. I feel like all people who play games, if you play a game and you read through terms and stuff, maybe if you're like a YouTuber or something, maybe there's like YouTubers who do that, because I know there's maybe some people who break it down or something like that. But an average person, I'd probably say like 98% of people, 90% of people don't even glance at it, and then the other percent probably doesn't even read it all the way through.
Through all of them, banking online, all types of services that are literally required for most normal people, all have tons and tons of terms and conditions, and they are probably sneaking in.
I feel like it's mostly because no one would expect it to be that serious. You're just trying to watch a movie, just trying to watch a show. Like no one would ever really expect it to be talking about if you get unalived or something like that. Like no one expects for that to be like the focus at all.
Truly heinous shit. And this story right here helps shine a light on some of it and how unreasonable it is. And the Supreme Court saying if you don't like it, don't sign up for it is just, that's not realistic. It's just not at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, this shit is super horrible. Disney super sucks. That's about it. See ya.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all next one.
I don't even know about the ventilation.